My names are Geogina Mumba. I'm the Zambia Alumni Ambassador. I'm from here in Lusaka, and I work for the Ministry of Tourism and Arts. I studied public policy and management in Melbourne at Melbourne University from 2012 to 2014. When I applied for my studies in Australia, my mind was pretty much in the professional development that I was going to get out of this program. But when I came back, I think the most transformative thing happened at a more personal level than it did in my professional sphere. I went to Australia. I studied public policy because I wanted to see the relationship between my work at the time, which was in statistics. So I wanted to see the relationship between statistics and policy formulation. And that has been great. I think my critical thinking cap has been improved. I see more of the relationship. I can appreciate more how statistics affect or influence policy and vice versa. But at a personal level, I think that is, like I said earlier on, the most significant change happened. One of the ways is in how I perceived my disability prior to going to Australia, while in Australia, and on my coming back to my country, Zambia. Before I went to Australia, I saw my disability as a great barrier in many ways of my life. But when I went to Australia, I went there all alone. I did not travel with any family members, and I was there for 2 long years, independently, living independently. I had a great support system, but just that mobility independence that I got being there changed a lot about me. It changed about the way I perceive myself, the things that I can do, even as a disabled woman, the things that I can do as a change agent, the way I can articulate issues about disability exclusion and disability inclusion, the way we can relate to each other in terms of disability, the conversations around disability. That has all changed. I am a very different person. I love the person that I am today compared to the person that I was before. I have grown as a person. I have grown as a change agent. I see my role as a social change agent a little bit more better today than before. So that is my most significant change, how I can contribute to development in my country, in my community, in my continent, and at the global space in terms of disability inclusion, in with respect to inclusive development. Yes. I remember last year in 2016, I advocated for a policy change, if I may call it that, at Barclays Bank, which is one of our major banks in the country, where one of their ATMs was not accessible to persons with disabilities. So through a social media campaign that I initiated myself, because I had been going to the same bank for years and the same branch for years, and I've been asking to making it more accessible, but that hadn't happened. So I took it upon myself to start a campaign, which I took on social media with the support of friends in the community. We managed to change the policy of how the ATMs are supposed to be. And now when I go across the country, I can see accessible ATMs from Barclays Bank. Zambia just recently domesticated its UN Convention on the rights of persons with disabilities. So we're just in our baby steps phase. The policy was just, or rather the act was just enacted in 2012, and then the policy was implemented or launched in 2015, 2016, and so now we're just starting. So there's a lot of conversations that are going around about how best can we implement disability inclusion, and I've been called to a number of forums to contribute to those conversations, and I feel we're going towards positive change. We're going towards, there's a lot of community engagement, there's listenership to the people that are actually affected at the end of the day. Persons such as myself, the consumers of these inclusive services, inclusive policies. So I feel, I want to believe that I've been contributing to policy change. It's a great opportunity because there's so many of us. It's a great family. It's lovely to meet at so many forums and see a familiar face. You can always reminisce about the times in Australia, but it's also just great to know that you're part of this great cadre of people that are committed to change, not only social change, economic change, and they're doing great, wonderful things in their different spaces. So just being part of that family, it's very inspiring. There's a lot of people to emulate. There's a lot of experiences to learn from, and there's just a lot of support from that family. So I feel excited to be part of the alumni family.